Thank you for watching. Just getting some nature therapy here, and I just kind of got a couple ideas for just some things that have helped me with my martial arts practice. Just some, I guess, tips, tricks, or whatever. If you're kind of stuck, or it looks like I got a thing on my nose. Having problems remembering a routine or a form, or you feel stuck in your practice, something like that. Just some things that I know have helped me. One thing is our brains always will seek out some sort of novelty. So regardless of what style you practice, change up your routines, change up your forms. So if you're playing a hard style, play it soft. Play it really relaxed, play it super loose, play it super slow. All those are different ways to play it, and then maybe play it really loose and super slow. Combine them. If you're a soft style, sometimes, may put a little bit of extra oomph in there. Be careful, because you don't want this sort of fudging to, explode and rebound back into your body if you can't release it correctly. But sometimes work it with, dynamic tension. Work it fast if you're used to playing it slow. Work it slow if you're used to playing it fast. Vary your height. This is for everyone else too. Vary your height. Play super low as you can. Play higher. Play just sort of going through the motions. Play it with as much intensity and as much sort of focus and everything that you can. If you're used to playing it, say you're playing your backyard, and you're used to playing it, going one way, try it on the other side of the yard. If you're used to going this way across, turn around and play it that way across, or this way. So that way you get used to not just seeing the same thing all the time. Not only that, play the mirror version. For example, what I do with the young 13 and 16 routines is that when I teach them, we do the traditional way, going, to the left, and then we immediately go to the right. Same routine, just the other side. Part of that is just because I believe what you do on one side, you should be able to do to the other. But part of that also too is just to increase, the sort of brain connectivity between the hemispheres, but also just up everyone's game. So play it in different ways. And sometimes just take out a time. Maybe you don't have to play it an hour a day. Play for 20 minutes here. And then a little bit later, play for another 20 minutes. And then maybe 10, 15 to 20 minutes like later on before you go to bed, just relaxed and cool. So that way again, it just keeps it fresh, keeps it changed up, keeps your mind kind of not from being bored. Another thing is just watch other people. If you're going to do Chen style Taiji, for example, there's Chen Jiao Wang, who's the sort of gatekeeper to Chen style right now, and his successor Chen Bing that you can watch. We're in the digital age now. There's stuff all over the place. YouTube is lousy with martial arts things. As a mostly Yang style guy, I'm watching Yang Zhongdao and his grandson Yang Jun. When I was woodshedding, Sun style, I was watching Sun's daughter, one of her students, Wing Lam, one of Sun's students, the Atan Tianji student. Play it when I was, woodshedding Chen style, like I said, Chen Jiao Wang, Chen Bing, there's Chen Jiao Ding, Chen Zijiang, ton of other people. Ren Guanyin, I think his name is, out of New York. You can find a ton of people online. I practically, sort of hijacked someone who I know does Sun style and just sort of begged and pleaded and made them watch me and kind of give me some critiques and everything like that. Seek out feedback. Part of this is also I hated competing. I actually hated competing more than I hate judging, which is saying something. But one of the good things I liked for it was the intensity leading up to it. I enjoyed that intense training for it. But I also liked, you got an idea, other ways to play it. People below you, people above you, people about your skill set, and just seeing different perspectives, because it's an art. So even though you're doing the same type of art, you're doing different perspectives of it. And always seek feedback when you're at a tournament. I don't know how many, like I keep notes on every person that plays and everything. And this past year was the first time in ages anyone's asked me for feedback. I thought it was really cool because I always did that. I just felt it was necessary because how the hell else am I going to learn? So you see the masters demos, you see other people who are doing your art, hopefully. And you know what? You get some feedback. Also, tournaments are a different mode than what you're used to. So it's good to know just because it's a different situation than what you're used to, and you can hone yourself better. Also, you're going to need to know it if you go on to teach, because you're going to have students who are competitive, even if you're not, and they're going to need to know how to compete. Do demos, because again, almost like the training up to it is a lot like a tournament. The actually application of it is a little bit different, because you demo, it's a little bit more showy, for me at least, than doing a tournament. Because a tournament I want to be correct, and in a demo I kind of want to be correct plus a little bit, to be honest. And so yeah, have buddies, train with buddies, get feedback, film yourself, play it back, and compare it to, again, the other masters and other stuff that you can see. You know, where's their leg? How deep are they? Everything else like that. And sometimes it's good to put away something for a while. You know, there are times where I'm just like, I've done Yang style so long that sometimes I'm just like, I won't do Yang style for a couple weeks. The only time I do Yang style is if I have students doing Yang style. I won't touch it. Just because I need to put it away for a while. And so a lot of the times when I put something away and come back to it, I'm better. Because some of that sort of built up crap that I had in there has been shed. I forgot it. So it's not there anymore. So try and keep it varied. Try and keep it fresh. Even if you're doing something for 30 years, you got to find a way to change it up. You know, watch different people, talk to people. I know it's weird, me, of all people, advocating going out and talking to people, but I am, because it will help you. As uncomfortable as it might be, sometimes it will help. And I would imagine that this is just an example. Some of the things I'm giving are a specific example of something that can be taken in a larger context. Anything you enjoy, anything that you do that represents your perspective, painting, writing, music, rocket building, anything like that, I would imagine that these things would also help with that. Now again, if I'm, you play guitar, it might be, instead of, well, I'm really good, I play a lot of 90s heavy metal and grunge. Okay, cool. Once in a while play something from the 70s. Play something from the 80s. Play something from now. Play something classical. Even if you don't get good at it, you never play it in a show, stretch yourself out there a little bit. You know, if you're used to playing, I don't know, just some song, I'm just gonna go with Bowie because it's Bowie. You know, you're playing Starman. You play Starman, traditional Bowie, play it like Typo Negative, all slow and dirgy. Play it like it's a frickin' Misfits song and it takes you 90 seconds to get through. You know, play it, along with the radio or a song or something like that if you don't already. Have buddies over and then riff on it. You know, all that other stuff. Just play around with it. And that is, pretty much, I think, for anything. You need another perspective. And you need to be able to find ways to create those perspectives for yourself. Same thing with martial arts as with anything else. So I hope that helps. It's a sort of video no one asked for, but I know it's something that had been on my mind, is still on my mind, to be honest with you sometimes. How am I going to keep something fresh? And, it might help for things more than just martial arts. So, all the likes and subscribes and all that are appreciated, and bye.